right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about open houses and doing open houses. Now, Hillary and I were talking a little before this thing got started about how we don't do a lot of open houses right now because the market's just a little bit crazy, but it is a good thing to do some reverse prospecting. It's kind of a great way to do a little bit of reverse prospecting, get your name out there, introduce yourself to people that you normally wouldn't talk to, and you can actually get some good clients off of this. And plus, it's just a good practice to show the homeowner that you're making strong efforts to sell their house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen so we can see what Colin is talking about. And what I have created, and some of this is stolen, actually a lot of this is stolen from different places, but I put it together in an order that I kind of liked. Hillary, can you see my White Line Realty open house checklist? Okay, cool. So what it is, guys, I've made this checklist. I'm going to be putting this when we get into agents.whiteline. As a reminder, guys, everybody has access to all of these documents that I talk to. If there's any document that I talk about during training, I upload it into important documents. So I just kind of want to remind everybody where it is. If you go to resources and click on important docs, it's going to take you to a page where I have all of these things that I'm talking about. I know this one's about open houses, but guys, there are scripts in here. If you need a for sale by owner, how to handle objections, things of general selling that you need to do, listing checklist, buying checklist, checklist to do checklist. I mean, I've got checklists for everything because that's kind of how my brain operates, because I'm kind of scattered and I need to know where I stand in every transaction. So as we're talking in respects to open houses, let's define what an open house is. It is an effort to show the house to as many people as possible without having to have scheduled appointments for every individual one of them. When you list a house, one of the things you talk about is you say, hey, can I put this house in showing time? Meaning, can people come by and take a look at this house? And the answer is typically yes, they don't mind. However, it can be a little problematic with people that are currently living in the house. It's very easy if the house is vacant because you just say, hey, it's a go and show, go do what you got to do. But if the house is occupied, that means every time somebody wants to go see it, the owners have to leave. This is a great way to get everybody in at one time. So I do recommend doing this pretty early on. Don't wait as you get going. You don't want this house to be sitting on the market for 45 days and then you try and go do it. I would highly recommend you try and do this within the first week of listing. It's just a good time to get it done. And you can get a lot of people in quick and hopefully move that listing as fast as possible. So first thing to do when you pick an open house is you've got to come up with a date. I probably should put that in there, but maybe I will add that on here just to say, hey, look, what date are we doing this thing? Because that's going to be where the whole thing revolves around. You want to make sure you speak to your owners about it. But the first thing I always do once I find an open house date is I want to put it in the MLS. So I wanted to show y'all how you go about doing this. So I'm in Sabor right now. I was actually working on a couple other things. But when you're in Sabor, what you're going to want to do is click on your listing. So you're going to go to listing and view and manage my transactions. Make sure that you're looking at your active because there's a lot of different options. So sometimes I get frustrated and I realize I'm not looking at my active listings. And all you have to do is pick a house. So I'm going to pick this one on Coors that's pending. And you click the edit button way over here to the right. And you're just simply going to do add an open house or add a tour, okay? So you're gonna schedule it for whatever day that y'all have agreed upon. Is it a broker tour or an open house? The difference is that a broker tour, you're gonna have one person kind of lead the group through the house and we're all gonna be done. An open house means I'm gonna have the house open from noon to 4 for anybody who wants to come in here, okay? What date is it? Is there a live stream available, guys? They're getting high tech on this. I have never done that, so don't ask me. When does it start? When does it end? Are you providing food? Are you providing lunch? Are you providing refreshment? I like to provide as much as I possibly can, and it really depends on the house. If I'm doing an open house for a $150,000 house, I'm probably not going to provide food. I might have refreshments, some bottled water, snacks, or whatever. If I'm selling a $500,000 house or $1 million house, you bet your sweet butt I'm having this thing catered, okay? I do a lot of fun things with my open houses, and one of the fun ones that I've been using lately, which is really, really cute. It's called Green Grazing Company. A little shout out for a friend of mine's company, and she makes these really cool charcuterie boards. There we are, and she'll put them in the numbers of your house. So let me see if I can find a picture. So what you're going to try and do is make an impact. Here we go. She'll put it in the number of the address. So one of the things that was like, isn't it cute? And one of the things I like to do is say, hey, look, this could be your new address, 429, have whatever this thing is. These are really cool and they're a lot of fun and they really stand out. It shows a lot of effort and makes you kind of stand out. So just find something fun to do this with. You don't have to spend $1 million, guys. I've seen them catered by Chick-fil-A before. It's not the end of the world, but find a way to provide something because you want to try and entice as many people as you can to come. So step one, add it to the MLS. So that is going to notify every realtor that's going to want to show your house. If they see that you listed it on Monday and you have an open house on Friday, they know you're probably not going to be accepting offers till Saturday. We want to see how that open house goes. And they may schedule their showing for that open house. That's fine. Next thing is make sure you add the open house date to your calendar. If your calendar looks anything like mine, guys, you have got to get yourself scheduled. You cannot remember anything. Write everything down. That's huge, 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 huge. Ensure the open house appears on Zillow and Realtor.com. Guys, Zillow and Realtor.com are IDX services. They pull from the MLS, and sometimes they don't pull very quickly. If you notice that that's not showing up within about 24 hours, you need to call. You need to make sure it's appearing on Zillow and Realtor.com because a lot of people go there, and if they just regular people, they are going to know that there's an open house even if they're not represented. So make sure it's on there. If it's not on there, you need to call them. You need to contact Zillow support, Realtor.com, whoever it is, and make sure that that has pulled in there because it's going to be very important. Next thing on my list is arrange for open house signs. Now, what does that mean? Guys, you got to get open house signs. If you are on a team, which I highly recommend that you are a newer agent to get on a team, a lot of times they will have these that you can borrow. I have to be honest, I've never bought an open house sign. Ryan's always been really cool, loaned me his, but guys, you can buy signs. And I mean, you can get them wherever you need to do it. I mean, it's like there's a million places online that you can do that. Right here, boom, open house.
I think you can even get them at like Lowe's or someplace, Home Depot.
Yeah, I think Lowe's does it. I know Amazon does because I was looking at those the other day. I think you can get an open house sign on Amazon and get it to you
the next day.
What did I type on Amazon? Open house sign. Yeah, so here we go, guys. Open house, right? Get it in 2 days. So you can get a big bulk pack, guys. By the way, you are going to want a bunch of them. So like 5 open house signs that are double-sided, that's great. This is a perfect little package here because you have arrows that will point. You can write on these right here. It's $35. It's not super expensive. Probably don't write on them if you want to reuse them. We'll put them there. Another thing to think about, guys, you always see the balloons, you always see different stuff. You're going to want to make sure that your house is very easily found and very easily visible. So I do balloons. You can go buy the little balloon tank from Walmart. I blow up a bunch of balloons. I tie them to my open house sign out front. That way they know, hey, this is the house. The next thing is create 25 open house flyers for guests. So these are going to be a little bit different than what a lot of people are thinking. This is not advising them about the open house, because they're already there. These are for the guests that come in. Now, what I like to do personally, guys, you can do whatever you want. In the MLS, let's see if I can find this. If you go to your listings, you can print flyers out from your MLS. Super easy to do. I think it's in here. Oh, I know there's a way to do it. I'm going to embarrass myself and not figure it out. Yeah, create a flyer. Here it is right here at the top. So guys, you can create a flyer from here. You want to have something that the guests can take back with them that has a lot of the pertinent information. What I do a lot of is I actually use Listing Booster. So if I was doing that house on Coors again, Listing Booster, by the way, guys, is absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a nickel unless you want to do some different things, but it's free. It comes from Cachet Real Estate. They actually pay for this for us, which is a great little tool. But in here, there's marketing tools and flyers and brochures. So if I'm doing this one on Coors again, come on. Oh man, I was logged in too long showing you guys. If you go to your listings, go down to Coors, marketing tools, flyers and brochures, there is a million different flyers that they can do here. Open house area flyer, open house flyer, property flyer. This is the one I'm talking about. This is the one for the guests. You can make changes to it if you don't like it. But very simply, your description is going to be on here. I knew this was going to go fast because this is an investment one. And it's got Robin's information on here from Cache because they're going to need financing, and that's how she's paying for all this, is it's a marketing cost for her. You can rearrange these photos, but what's super cool about this, guys, is you can do infographics for the area. Once again, can all be modified. So I'll tend to put together like a little bit of a pack like this, like, hey, here's the schools that you're going to be going to, whatever it might be, because a lot of people do want to know that. So I need at least, if we go back to my checklist, I need 25 open house flyers. Okay, so I'm going to have whatever it is I choose, that's what we're going to do. Prepare agent's box for open house. So guys, this is all the stuff that I'm going to need. Create 50 door knocking flyers, 25 welcome flyers. That's these here. The MLS printout framed, the client version. You don't want to show them everything, guys. A sign-in booklet with address labeled on it on the front, branded pins, business cards, flyers, whatever you're going to put, guys. Get all of this stuff together in a box. Things that I also have in my box is I have a White Line Realty table cover. I have a framed picture that says open house on there. Again, I do have the little booklet. Actually, mine's just a spreadsheet. It's very simple because everybody that comes in there, I want this to be branded with White Line as much as possible. And I also want to collect everybody's data when they come in. So when they come in, the first thing I'm gonna do is like, hey, can you please sign in? So they're gonna get, mine says name, phone number, email. That's all I'm caring. And then when are you looking to purchase? I think it's another thing I put on there. And you'll see why in just a second. You're going to want to send the seller an open house email. Now, I do have a template that I use. I'm going to clean that up a little bit, hopefully soon, and put that in the agent's page. But it simply says, hey, reminder, we have an open house this Friday. I need you gone 30 minutes before. I need you to come back 30 minutes after. Please clean up everything, declutter. If you don't want pictures of your kids in this open house, take down the pictures of your kids, whatever it is. It's an email that just kind of tells them what to do to prepare for an open house. Basically, guys, you want the house clean, you want it smelling good, and you want your buyers, or your sellers, excuse me, to feel comfortable with people coming in. So whatever that takes. And then I create 50 flyers for door knocking in the neighborhood. Guys, that flyer right here is my open house flyer. This is what I do. I'm lazy. I'm not going to create a flyer. It's right here. And needless to say, I'm going to gussy it up a little bit. These are all chain. Come on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to door knock in that neighborhood. I'm going to go around and knock on 50 doors. If they answer the door, I said, hey, just want to let you know we're having an open house. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, the Johnsons are selling. Neighbors are nosy as hell. Okay. They love getting into somebody else's house. They love poking around. They want to know what it's going to sell for because they want to know what their house can sell for. They want to know all of that different stuff. I don't know why this is taking so long. But I just give them the flyer, say, hey, we'd love if you could come. There's going to be punch and pie, whatever you're doing. And you're going to have a lot of neighbors in there. Now, you might have a lot of looky-loos, but you're going to create a good little buzz. There's going to be a buzz going on while you're there. There'll be a lot of people in and out, and that's what you want to do. When you have that buzz going on, that's a great time to do some social media marketing as well. I like to shoot a lot of videos. If you want to go live, whatever it might be. I don't know why that's taking so long, but we'll move on. So I am going to go door knocking up and down the street. Just knock on the door. If they don't answer, I fold the flyer in half and I stick it in their door crevice so they can get it when they get home, just to let them know. You want people there. This is a good way to do it. Next, you're going to want to call and remind your seller about the open house. People forget. Like I said, I forget stuff way more than I should. I write everything down because the busier you get, the more it happens. If you're selling a house, if you were selling my house and I've got 2 kids in a swim team, both of them on swim teams, both of them playing softball every single night of the week, I'm out, I come home, I'm exhausted. I forget about these things. So give them a couple-day reminder, guys. You need to remind them of everything that you said going through that email that you told them earlier. Okay, make sure they understand, hey guys, you're going to want your house clean and smelling good. I know it sounds weird, but smell's a big thing. The better the house smells, the better I feel like it sells. Pick up your open house box from the office. I don't like toting that around with me. I leave it in one very specific place so that way I know where it is every time. If you have a team office, that's where it needs to be. If you're a team lead, put this together for your team. Guys, so go pick it up from the office and bring it back, because everybody's going to want to do open houses. So we need to have one central location so we know and make sure that we're scheduling it properly. Circle calling, invite neighbors to the whole, call the circle call the neighborhood one day before the open house is scheduled. Guys, if you happen to have access to their phone numbers, that's a great thing. I will ask for that when I'm going around dropping off flyers if they happen to have it. I will call and say, hey, just wanted to remind you we're having an open house. Sometimes if you're in HOAs, there is a community book that the owners will have that has the names and phone numbers of everybody in the neighborhood. Ask them for that. Just make phone calls. You are trying to hype this event. Think of it like you're in a club and you're trying to get as many people as you can there. And then the next part of the checklist is after the open house. So one of the important things during the open house. So I didn't put all this in here because I feel like a lot of it's self-explanatory. Maybe I should put it in there. But during the open house, guys, you want to be dressed as presentable as possible. You want to look like a professional. Am I saying suit and ties for the guys? And, no, not necessarily. I kind of go business casual. I might wear a jacket. I might wear just jeans and a polo, but it's going to be a White Line branded polo. I'm going to be clean shaven, which I'm not today. Sorry. Just look good, look like a professional, because if people are coming in here to look at this house, you have to remember a lot of people go to open houses because they want to look, but they're probably not represented. They don't have a realtor. There's two objectives with this open house. One is to sell the house that you are listing. That is objective number one. Okay. Objective number two is find potential buyer clients. If people are coming into this house to look at it, you might A, have nosy neighbors, or B, they might be just coming to look to buy the house. Maybe I want to buy this one. I don't know what to do. I talk to everybody that comes to the open house. It's very simple, guys. One of the rules that I use all the time is FROG. If I'm talking to somebody I haven't talked to before, I use FROG. I talk about family, recreation. The G is for goals and the O is occupation. So what do you do? What do you do for fun? Do you have family, or why are you looking to move? I just start a conversation with these people. You're also going to want to have like the seller's disclosures nearby. I like to get there 30 minutes early because I want to walk the property again, get set up, make sure I'm very, very familiar with the property. Any of the cool features that it has, I'm going to be talking about. Oh my God, this house has actually got a radiant barrier and 3 feet of attic insulation. This thing stays cool all summer long, whatever it might be. You're just going to be talking to people. It's not a hard press sell. But the cool thing, guys, is if you do find a potential buyer that's unrepresented, we can practice intermediary here at White Line. You can get one of your agent friends to help you buy this house. Negotiate what y'all want between each other. Number two, they may go, hey, this house isn't right for me. It doesn't have an office. Okay, well, do you have a realtor you're working with right now? No, I do not. Awesome. Hey, did you sign in at the front? Cool. I might put a little star next to their name and write the word office or something, saying, hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call you tomorrow. I'm going to set you up on an MLS search, and I'm going to try and grab them as a client at that point, help them find what they're looking for. Try and talk to them as much as you can about what they're looking for. So guys, those are the two main objectives, right? We're trying to sell the house, and then two, we're trying to find clients. With the nosy neighbors that come by, I know it sounds a little crazy, but nosy neighbors might want to know what their house is worth. Oh, I live here in the neighborhood. I just really wanted to see Susie's kitchen. Oh, okay, awesome. Where do you live? Right? Are you thinking about selling? Do you know how much your home is worth? Guys, if you run a CMA for somebody, even if they're not looking to sell, a lot of times they will associate you with the expert as the neighborhood. So you want to be that person. So when they're ready to sell, they think of you. Okay. So after the open house, I want you to add all of your attendees to your CRM, whatever CRM you use. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Manager, okay? It stands for Customer Relationship Management. And it's usually a program that you put in there to remind you to follow up with them. I put everybody in there. These are now my potential clients. They came and looked at the house. They're either looking to buy, this might not be the right fit, whatever it is. It's a good way to keep track of all of these people. Next thing is if people bring in agents and they sign in with their agent, I will email those agents asking for feedback. What did you think of the house? What did you think of this? And sometimes you'll find some ways to make the house look better. You know, I couldn't help but notice it smelled the dog in here. All right, guys, I had 6 people tell me this house smelled like your dog. Okay, we've got to get rid of this dog odor. Okay, I need you to call a professional cleaner and get these carpets steam cleaned, whatever it might be. Let's try and keep the dog outside, whatever. Get what I'm saying? Anything that's the feedback that can help you sell this house, you need to get that feedback. And you need to relay it to your clients as well. We think it's overpriced. We think whatever it might be. And then lastly, guys, is you want to follow up with everybody who attended. Call all parties who attended the open house and place them on the team open house lead plan. I said that because I'm starting a team here in San Antonio, and I'm going to start an open house lead plan. So I'm going to have this on here for everybody in there. If you don't have time to follow up with your leads, I want the team to help you follow up with your leads. So that's basically the long and short of it, guys. An open house is basically just punching pie and having a good time and meeting as many people as you can. Before we got started, Hillary made a great comment about how she spends a lot of her day networking. She just goes out and networks. And guys, this is how you network. This is a very easy way to network with a lot of people, but you've got to make sure you're advertising properly and that everybody knows about this house, because obviously objective number 1 is to sell the house. So Hillary, is there anything I forgot?
No, you did a great job covering everything. I feel like I mentioned, I don't personally do a ton of open houses just because the market, houses kind of sell itself, but this is really good information for, like you said, prospecting for new buyer clients, but also, you know, at some point it's not going to be a seller's market and things will shift, like the market always changes. So it's good to have these checklists in place and be prepared for when you need to start bringing open houses back. So I think you did a great job with the checklist in general, and you went in and showed us how to do it. And no, I think it's great.
Yeah, wonderful. Great. Yeah, I mean, it's actually a pretty easy process. It's not really all that hard. You'll be really nervous during your first one, but after a while, it's really not too big of a deal. It's just about having as many people as you can, having as much fun as you can, and meeting everybody that comes through that door and capturing information. It's all about information capture, in my opinion. The more people's names you have on that list, the more people you have to call, the more potential clients you have. Guys, as a friendly reminder, the average mortgage in Texas is 7 years. That means every 7 years, somebody's going to buy a new house on average. Okay. People move frequently. You're going to want to be on top of their mind whenever they decide to move. So what's interesting to me is if somebody moves every 7 years and you have 70 close friends that think of you as a realtor, that means to me, you should have 10 deals a year without batting an eye, because
yep.
I mean, that's the math. If you have 140 friends, you should be selling 20 houses a year. You got to get front of mind with everybody. And this is just a good way to do it. Again, I can't say enough about, like, while you're there, do some sort of live video stream, show the house, talk about it, get it hyped up, do the best you can. And the more stuff you have there, if you are catering or doing whatever it is, it's going to make it a lot more fun. Also, another thing that I've seen done sometimes is a raffle during the open house. Hey, we're giving away a $100 gift card. All you got to do is show up. That's a good way to get people to put their name down on the page. If 100 people come to your open house, I mean, you're paying $1 a lead. Basically is what's happening on that. So think of something fun to make your open house, get people there. And that's all I got about open houses. Let's go out and do some.
Definitely. Thank you, Colin.
Absolutely. Hillary, you have a wonderful day.
You too.